Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Gustov's vlog. And if you guys would please remember to click like down below, it'd be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so. And let's get over to the training. So his vlogs are going to be a little different for a month or so, even though he's over at the Better Gym. His work is going to get a little crazy for a bit. He's like, I can only train on the weekends for just a little while. Can we maintain my gains, on an upper lower 2 days a week? And so this is going to be an interesting experiment, because this is me saying, Gustov, I'm going to try to make you a little bit of gains. It might not be as good as we've been getting, but at the end of the day, you're not a super advanced lifter yet. We're still an intermediate. If we train really, really hard in those 2 days, we may be able to make a little bit of progress. It's not going to be, amazing. It's not like, oh man, we're going to put on, a couple kilograms of muscle or anything. But it's one of those cases where I look at it and go, it's a little bit of a challenge for me as a coach to say, okay, you got 2 days where you can get in, you can work really hard. We can do really serious sessions. They're not going to be goof-off sessions. You're going to have to squat and deadlift on the same day. We're going to probably do multiple sets of squats. We're going to go hard, right? We're going to have to look at it from that perspective. But can we make gains? And I think the answer is yes. So let's get over to this footage. We still did a 4-day upper lower this week going into it. So I have him doing here. We've got the footage got a little bit out of order here, and that's okay. I'm just going to leave it in there because he ended up doing flat bench. Then we did pull-ups and incline. So you'll see that a little discombobulated in here, and that's okay. So we did the bench, then the pull-ups, right? Then we did incline, then we did those curls and extensions. So on the upper day, that's pretty much what we do. We do those 2 presses, we do the pull-ups, did barbell curls, laying extensions with an easy bar, then we did lateral raises for side delts. Now that being said, I have him doing rows on the other day, because right now he was dealing with a lot with the work capacity on a lot of this. So I do rows normally on his lower day. Now, because we're going to have to move some stuff around and those lower days are going to be harder, I'm going to have to push him hard, because we're only going to get 1 leg day a week, 1 upper body day a week. I'm probably going to take the rows over to the upper body day and say, look, we're going to keep doing the same amount of work, but I'm going to have to push your legs. Since we're only getting 2 days a week, it's going to be no goofing off. We're going to have to go hard, to go really, really hard. So here's, of course, the laying extensions, and then we have the lateral raises to finish. Now, that being said, one thing we always give Gustov credit for, he trains hard, and he trains with pretty good form, right? Generally speaking, he will do a full range of motion on a lift. Notice the pull-ups, notice the benching. He does everything good with very minimal cheating. Sometimes there's a little bit on some curls or whatever, but I don't think anyone has ever not gotten bigger arms because they used a tiny amount of cheat on curls. Just watch any of the greats. So, overall, I would say his form is way above average in terms of just being clean, good form. He'll take sets hard. Like you've watched all of his sets, you notice he gets in, he's fatigued, he'll keep going. He's like, takes breathers, he keeps kind of going till he reaches basically form breakdown or failure. Right? When he kind of gets to where he can't complete another rep with decent form without just cheating, he's like, okay, I'm done. And that's usually what I want to see in a lifter like that, right? Just we take it all the way out as far as we can go. Like right there, he's like form breaking, so I'm done. So then, of course, here's his rows. The rows are from one of the lower days, but I kind of put it in there because that's where it came in my feed, so I just kind of tossed them in. Again, the rowing, we want a good full range of motion. We bring it up to the lower chest, right? So pull-ups we do, obviously, he's capable of going all the way up, so we do so. All right, so then here's our squatting. And again, squats are full range of motion now. Something I wanted him to start working on was depth, and I'm getting that out of him now. And we continue to get stronger here, right? We've continued to get stronger. We're up in about the 6 to 8 rep range with 2 plates and some change, which again, for an intermediate lifter, that's right about what I want to see, because that means he's capable of squatting at least 3 plates. Same thing on his deadlifts. We're up around 6 reps for 3 plates and some change, right? So, just past that, so puts us pretty close to that mark. So he's pretty much in those early intermediate numbers on a lot of this, right? He can probably bench 2 plates, he can squat 3 plates, pull 4 plates as a max. But we don't max because this isn't what we do with him. He is pretty much bodybuilding. But notice it's really older school type bodybuilding. It's a lot of barbell work, a lot of weighted body weight stuff. But we do a few machines. There's a little bit of machine work in there, a little bit of cable work, because we have the tools. So on that first lower day, we do a back squat, we do barbell good morning, we do leg presses, right? Usually some hamstring curls. So particularly for legs, I let him use a little bit of machines. Same thing, like I have some press downs on that second upper day. So we make use of these other tools. But by and large, most of his program is going to be big barbell exercises done for 5 or more reps. I usually have him in the 6 to 10. Right? Most of his stuff is up to about 6 to 10. Some of it we go up to about 12, 13. So I would say that's our general rep range for most of our stuff, and about 6 to 12 reps. And we follow some basic progressive overload on a 4-day upper lower. So then through this end, because this is from the second upper day, so instead of incline on that day, we do weighted dips. So right now his chest exercises, flat bench, incline bench, weighted dips. For his back, we do barbell rows, we do weighted pull-ups, we do deadlifts, so on and so forth. Triceps, we do laying extensions, we do press downs. For biceps, we just do normal barbell curls. We do some laterals for his delts, For legs, it's particularly quads, we do back squats, we do leg presses. For the hamstrings, we do deadlifts, we do good mornings, we usually do some hamstring curls, and then he also does some calf raises and stuff, at the end of the leg days. So again, very, very basic, and there's nothing complex about a lot of this. It's just very basic movements. Of course, there's his press downs that were done there after the dips. And again, it's working. Arms are coming along well. He's getting thicker, getting fuller. But again, just keep in mind, he doesn't have like years and years. He's got a couple of years under the barbell. And I've been working with him a few months, and we've continued to make good progress. But again, we follow a very, very basic bodybuilding type programming. So there's always going to be some moderately heavy barbells. So it's not powerlifting like people are thinking of. He's doing 6+ reps on squats and deadlifts and bench. Right, so we're up there working in hypertrophy volumes and rep ranges. But he's still going to be obviously stronger from it because we're gaining muscle and we're doing big movements with moderately heavy weight. So we're going to get stronger. So we have that, and then I have some of the hamstring curls in here for you guys to see. So I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.